First, you'll need these little triangle hoops. I got these on Instagram. These ones are 1/2 inch. Then I'm using Delica beads in size 11. These are gold galvanized, and then I have white and teal as well. I'm also using a size 12 beading needle and size B Nymo thread. Here's a peek at our final product. This is what it looks like, and it takes me about 20 minutes to make one side. Thread your needle with 2 feet of thread and then tie one end onto your triangle, making sure to leave at least 4 inches of a tail. Then we're going to start our brick stitch on the hoop. I've done many tutorials on this, but we're going to show you again. Start by grabbing 2 beads. I'm grabbing white and then gold. Put your needle through the hoop like so the thread wraps around. Then put your needle through the gold bead from right to left. And as you'll see, they'll sit nicely next to each other like so. Now we're going to go 1 bead at a time. Grab a turquoise bead, wrap through the hoop, make sure your bead is on the right side, and then put your needle through like this. And just keep repeating this across, doing our pattern as shown on the original finished piece. Once we finish our first row, then we will start doing our brick stitch. Again, starting a new row, grab 1 white bead and 1 gold bead. Then we are going to anchor onto our stitches. So you can see between our beads are the little stitches, and we're going to go under the second stitch between the gold and the turquoise bead. Then you're going to put your needle up through just the gold bead, and then they'll sit down. Now you can use your finger to push the bead down, or what I find works better is to go through the beads again. And I'm just going to go down through the white bead and then up through the gold bead, pulling the thread very, very gently. And then they'll be sitting really nicely. Now you're going to work 1 bead at a time. Grab 1 turquoise bead, and then you're going to put it on the thread between the turquoise and next gold bead, like so, and then go up through the bead. Very similar to our last step, but just 1 at a time now. You're just going to keep doing this all the way across our first row to complete our second row. Now our pattern does change a little bit. As we work our way in, you'll see now there's only room for 1 white bead. So we're just taking 1 out of the middle every row that we go, and then making sure both sides are symmetrical, creating the triangle shape inside of the triangle. Just refer to the pattern from the beginning. And here's our second row complete. We're going to move on to the third and just keep on going until we get down to our last couple rows. Here we are, almost done, and as you can see now, we've slowly phased out the turquoise beads and we're working with just the gold and white ones now. Okay, and once we get to our row that is only 3 beads across, they're going to be white, gold, and white. And then I'm working on our second last row here, just our last 2 white beads, pulling carefully, doing the trick to make sure that they lay nice and flat. And then we're going to add 1 bead as the final tip of the triangle. So now you can grab our last white Delica bead, and then you're going to go down through the second bead. We're not going to be anchoring, we're just going to be going straight through the bead like so. And then pull, make sure to be very gentle, and try to make sure your bead is placed nicely. And then I'm going to go down this middle gold bead right here, and then the next one underneath as well. Pulling it tight, and then making sure our placement looks good. Okay, we have finished our beading, our brick stitch, and now we're going to weave our thread to make sure it creates enough tension that it acts like a knot. So you can see here, I'm doing a zigzag, going up and down. Make sure your thread is hidden at all times when you're doing this, and just keep weaving around until that little bead on the end there is nice and snug and secure, and it's not moving. You can't pull it out. And then cut off the excess thread. Now we're going to do the same with our tail thread. This is why we wanted it to be about 4 inches long. is because we need it to be longer than our needle just to do a tiny bit of weaving. You don't need to do a lot with this piece because we already did our double knot. So you can just pull it through like so and then trim off the excess. And bam, you're done. All you have to do is add an earring hook onto it, and there you go. Your little triangle earrings are all done. I really hope you love this tutorial, and I'd love to see what you make. Tag me if you make a pair with the socials below, and have a beautiful day.